Okay, so yan. So, congratulations kasi pasado kayo last sem, no? And okay yung grades niyo, mataas, no? So, hopefully, mataas pa rin tayo ngayon, no? So, welcome to SES1112 Biochemistry. So, ang prerequisite nito ay yung organic chemistry natin last semester. So, uh, ang biochemistry, this is just an application of organic chemistry na i-relate natin sa biology, no, sa life, no. So, yan. So, kilala nyo na naman ako. So, we'll skip this part already. Na. Skip na natin yan. Okay. So, let's talk about biochemistry, no. So, what are the, ano yung scope ng subject na to? And what are the topics to be expected, no, pag nag-start na tayo ng discussion next week, no. So, biochemistry from the word itself, bio meaning life, chemistry, edi chemistry. So, we are learning the chemistry of life dito sa biology, no? The application of chemistry in life, no? So, basically, ang i-cover natin dito ay yung fundamental aspects, no, about the life chemistry. Ano yung mga important topics when we are discussing life chemistry. So, kailangan alam muna natin yung cell, no? So, ano yung function ng cells? What are the types of cell? Saan nangyayari yung electron transport chain? Saan nangyayari yung glycolysis? Etc. etc. no? Even yung replication, saan nabubuo yung proteins. So, doon umiikot yung biochem, no? So, it's more on the application of chemistry sa sustenance ng life, no? Okay? So, yun yung first na aralin natin about the cellular components and their functions. No? Then, after that, we will study the biomolecules, no? Such as um, proteins, amino acids, enzymes, no, carbohydrates, lipids, no, and nucleic acids, no. Then ano yung implication nila pag pinagsama-sama natin sila, no? So for example, if we have amino acids, if we combine them together, we will form proteins, no? Kapag yung ating nucleic acid pinagdugtong-dugtong natin, we will have our genetic sequence, no? Okay? So, yan, i-discuss natin yon dito sa subject na ito. Okay? So, we will start with an understanding of the cell, and then later on, what are the chemical processes that happen in those parts of the cell, no, that makes life possible. Okay? So our objectives here are the following. Of course, we will try to assess the relevance of biochem to your field. No? So since kayo ay education, ang application ng biochem sa inyo would be or more on about the explanation of the physical phenomena, no, or the chemical phenomena sa katawan, no. For example, ano yung biochemistry lesson behind starvation, behind diabetes, no? Behind cancer, no? So malalaman natin yung mga ano, mga explanation behind those let's say diseases, no? Sa tulong ng biochem, no? For example, may tumors. O ano yung lesson sa biochem na pwede natin ma-apply doon, no? Kasi later on in the future, you will be educators. So, kailangan alam natin yung concepts or yung principle behind those stuff that happen to some people, no? Such as diseases, no? Madadaanan natin yun sa biochemistry. Okay? So, yan. Bale, ita-try natin i-apply yung lessons, no? Hindi lang natin matututunan, dapat mai-apply natin in real life, no? Especially during pandemic, no? So, yung lesson natin last time about soap making, malalaman din natin uli yung importance nandito sa biochemistry, no? Okay. The next one is to relate the concept of structural effects in biomolecules to their physical and chemical properties. No? So depending on the structure or depending on the molecules that are there in your biomolecules, no? Depending sa mga units ng biomolecule, may corresponding effect yon. For example, if you are familiar with the recent news about the mutation ng COVID-19, no? So may biochem explanation 'yon, no? So, just change a sequence of RNA, no? Palitan mo lang yung isang sequence ng RNA doon. That will lead to mutation, no, ng virus, no? And every time you change those those sequences, ibig sabihin magbabago yung protein, no? Magbabago yung function ng virus. For example, last time before the UK variant of the virus, nag-mutate na yun eh, no? Dati pa yun, no? Last year, ang mutation is yung G614 something, no? G614D ata, no? So what happened there is that napalitan lang yung glycine ng aspartic acid. So nung napalitan yon, ang result ay yung COVID-19 ay mas lalong naging uh, makalat, no? Ano siya, infectious, no? So the UK variant has the same concept, no? Napalitan lang din uli yung isang amino acid sequence, and as a result, mas naging infectious siya by a lot of times, no? By a lot of magnitude. So yun yung mga maaaral natin dito sa subject na to, no? So kumbaga yung mga nangyayari sa atin ngayong pandemic, makikita natin yung importance ng biochem dito sa real life situation natin, no? Because this is happening, no, sa ating time talaga, no? Excuse me. So bali ganun lang. We will try to relate yung concepts ng chem in the properties of biomolecules, no? So ganun lang. Yun, nagbigay na ako ng example yun sa COVID-19. Then next one, we will analyze the influence of structure to the biological properties. So ganun din naman, same lang. Okay, so next one is to apply the critical thinking in the understanding of biomolecules. Okay, so for example, nito yung vaccine, COVID-19 vaccine. This is the first time that we used RNA vaccines, no? Okay, so the kwento behind that is very fascinating, no? Kasi first time tong ginawa, no? So paano niya nagamit yung biochem lessons in making the RNA vaccines, no? So, ginawa niya lang doon, sinequence niya lang yung protein part ng virus, yung spike protein. Hindi niya ginawa yung typical vaccine process, yung kailangan may patay na bacteria or may patay na virus. Yun yung ilalagay mo doon para doon mag-training yung katawan, no? So, ang ginawa doon sa vaccine natin, sa COVID-19 is that meron lang spike protein, may spike RNA. Pagdating sa katawan, gagawin nyo ng ating katawan na spike protein, no? So from RNA, spike RNA, magiging spike protein. Tapos doon magpa-practice na yung katawan natin to fight off the virus, no? So, i-apply natin lahat yon, no? Kung ano yung mga nangyayari sa paligid natin, i-relate natin sa lessons natin. Kasi, although malungkot itong times na to, this is also a great opportunity to see chemistry happening, no, sa ating paligid, no? So, yan. And then, next one, and the last one is to express the appreciation on the physical and chemical properties of biomolecules, no? Nakalimutan ko i-copy yung isa pa. Pero anyway, so isa lang naman yung idea nila. Yan, to appreciate and to apply the lessons, no? Hindi lang about proteins, hindi lang about nucleic acids, even sa carbohydrates, sa lipids. Ano yung mga consequences kapag sobra-sobra ka ng carbohydrates, sobra ka ng lipid, no? And bakit bawal yung trans fat, no? And etc. So madi-discuss natin iyan dito sa biochem ng mas detailed, no. Although nabigyan ko na kayo sa orgchem ng idea dati, no. Yung mga trans fat, bakit siya bawal? Kasi yung intermolecular forces, blah blah blah. So ganun din yung mangyayari dito, no. But we will give more examples here, no. Kasi yun yung goal ng biochem, no. To relate orgchem to what's happening in life, no? So, yan. For our requirements, the usual, we will have our formative assessments and summative assessments, no? So, for the midterm final, excuse me, for the midterm final, we will expect na baka mag-multiple choice ulit tayo, no? The reason lang why our final examination last sem was our case-based learning project is uh, yung kasi yung sinadjust ng department na kasi hindi daw kaya matapos yung syllabus because of the suspensions last year, no? So which is true naman, no? So instead we made use of ano na lang projects like that, no? Na ginawa natin final exam, no? Okay, so ganun yung mangyayari for now. Di pa naman natin sure pero we're expecting na wala masyadong suspension other than holidays, no? Because ano naman dry season na ngayon sa Pilipinas, no? So, yan. So, most likely, multiple choices ang summative assessments natin. For the formative assessment, ito, varying na to. Pwede ako magbigay ng quizzes, yung multiple choice, the usual. I could vary from 20 to 30 points, no? Pwede rin naman ako magbigay ng learning projects, like yung gumawa tayo ng sabon na ngayon, iba naman, no? So, sa biochem, medyo mas maraming homemade experiments, no? Bigyan ko kayo example, pwede nyo makuha yung inyong um, DNA, no? So, pwede nyo kunin yung DNA nyo just from your laway, no? Kaya pwede rin from prutas, no? Pwede nyo makuha yung DNA nun, no? So, pero syempre, dun tayo sa mas madali, yung laway natin, okay? Natuturuan ko kayo paano kumuha ng DNA nyo from the laway. Pwede natin gawin project yon. Ano pa, pwede rin natin makita yung hydrophilicity and hydrophobicity ng substances, ng mga biomolecules sa paligid, no? And a lot more. Okay? So, yun lang. Ito yung ating grading system. So, yung excuse me, yung corresponding weight ng ating assessments ay 70% for the formative and 30% for the summative. No? So malaki pa rin yung hila ng formative compared to the summative. Ito, SEL, alam nyo na yan. No? So skip na natin yan. This is our course outline. Okay, so for our subject this sem, until May tayo dito, no? So ito yung outline natin. So this week we will have our orientation. Ayan, ginagawa na natin siya. By next week we will start having chapters 1 to 5 na, no, until midterm, no. So ito yung tentative schedule ng ating classes. Second week chapter 1, third week chapter 2, weeks 4 and 5, chapter 3 and so on and so forth. Okay, so until mag-midterm exam tayo around March 15 to 20. Okay. Then for weeks 10 to 18 until the end of the sem, and the end midterm exam. Hindi ko na-edit. Final exam. Yeah. So, start tayo with lipids. Okay, so lipids, nucleic acid, the central dogma. So, ano yung central dogma? Yung three processes na na involved sa sustenance ng life, no? Medyo mahaba yan pero papaigsiin natin, okay? Then carbohydrates, then introduction to metabolic pathways. So ano yung metabolic pathways? Yun yung glycolysis, Krebs cycle, and electron transport chain, no? So hindi natin yan madidiscuss ng isang complete package siya, no? Ano lang, yung overview lang bale, no? Kasi kapag kinomplete package natin yung discussion diyan, isang buong sem yung katumbas nun. Okay? Pag BS Chem kasi kayo, dalawang sem yung Biochem eh. So the first part of Biochem, ito talaga, isang sem yan hanggang dito sa lipids. Tapos ito, isa pang sem yan, no? Advanced Biochem yan. So gagawin natin, we will try to fit everything, no? So let's try to summarize para mas mabilis maintindihan, no? Although some of the parts will be omitted na lang, no, for simplicity, especially dito sa metabolic pathways. Okay? So para may general idea tayo given na 3 hours lang tayo dito. Okay? So, ito yung schedule ng work natin. So, we'll start our classes. We'll start our assessments by the third week kasi adjustment period pa. Then, tuloy-tuloy na yan until chapter 10. Okay? So, ang recorded dito sa assessments natin ay tig-apat lang. So, 8 in total, pero we have 10 assessments, no? So, ano po gagawin natin sa isang sobra? Yung isang sobra, pwede natin i-omit yung lower score nyo or tignan natin kung ano yung mga options natin. Pero, yun yung most likely mangyari. Okay, kunwari may mababa kayo dito, itong quiz 2 nyo mababa, tapos chapter 5, ito mataas. Pwedeng palitan niya yung mababa mong score. Okay? So, only 4 yung i-record niya. Okay, so ganun lang. Okay, classroom policy, alam nyo naman to, no? So, our materials have been posted already on Canvas, no? Kung paano yung style natin nung org-chem, ganun pa rin naman ngayon. Okay? So, punta tayo dito sa Canvas. Tour ko lang kayo. No? Ayan. So, ano yan? Ayan. So, ito wala pa silang mga PowerPoint. As usual, i-upload ko sila by the week of the discussion. No? Okay. So, pero ito na yun. Okay. So, ito yung starter pack natin. Andito na lahat ng materials na pwede ninyo magamit. This is our orientation slides, and then the reference materials are the following. I suggest you to use this book, Biochemistry 7th edition by Campbell. Isa siya sa mga basic pero complete na book for biochem. No? So maganda yung basahin actually. However, I also included other reference materials which are Introduction to General Organic and Biochemistry. So this is actually the textbook that is used by medical technology, no, sa kanilang biochem and pati yung psych and yung biology. Yes, biology. However, um, gusto kong magkaroon kayo ng parang chem approach, no? Parang yung ginawa natin sa org-chem. Yung org-chem natin, hindi siya yung simplified version, no? Kinumpleto talaga natin per chapter, no? Kasi chem approach yung style natin. So, mas maganda na yun. Kasi mas complete yung idea doon, no? Kaya ito yung gagamitin natin, si Campbell. Ito, pwede nyo ito gamitin. Kunwari, gusto nyo magkaroon lang ng overview. No? As in, super bilis lang ng discussion kasi dito. No? Ilang pages lang, tapos na yung chapter. No? So, ganun. Yun yung medyo hindi ko lang like dito. Pero, okay na rin. Ito naman, si Leninger Principles of Biochemistry. 5th ed and 7th ed. I actually have a physical book netong 5th edition. Although in-upload ko yung PDF for your reference. Bakit? Kasi ito yung ginagamit namin sa BS Chem, no? Si Leninger. Complete siya. However, medyo complicated. No? Compared to Campbell na okay pa. No? Sa ibang university kasi, for example, PUP, UP, ang ginagamit nilang textbook talaga is pag BS Chem, gamit nila is si mga Leninger, si Vowet, no? Sa Lasal, ganun din. Pero kapag other fields or other courses such as food technology, biology, ang ginagamit nila si Campbell, no? Pero sa PLM, ang gamit si Campbell din, no? So, yan. So, ganun lang. Share ko lang. Pero, yun nga. Again, I suggest you to download this. This will be our main reference. The others ay additional, no? Okay. So, minsan kukuha ako kay Leninger, minsan kukuha ako kay Campbell, and minsan kukuha ako dito kay Bettelheim, no? So, yan. So, yan. Mas maraming textbook, mas masaya, no? Para pag nag-boards kayo, kunwari gusto nyo chemical technician, board exam, alam ko qualified kayo, no? Pwede rin kayo nun. Para pwede rin kayo mag-work sa laboratory. Okay? So, ganun lang. Kung ayaw nyo magturo, gusto nyo lab, pwede naman. Okay? So, ganun. So, ito yung outline natin na every Excuse me. So every time na magdi-discuss tayo, I will fill those pages with the PDFs of the lesson. No? Okay? So, yun lang. So, baka may question kayo about our SEM. Okay? Question, clarification, or sanay na kayo. So, I think sanay na naman kayo sa ganap natin. No? Oh, by the way, nagagamit nyo yung sabon na ginawa nyo.
Yes, sir.
Yung akin nasa CR din eh. After ano pala, after ilang use mo pala siya, hindi na siya dry sa hands, no? Ewan ko kung ganun din case sa inyo. Feeling ko nga gagawa uli ako ng ganun eh. So, ganun lang. Just in case na ano, gusto nyo siya gawing side business, pwede naman, no? May sasuggest ako sa inyong mga supplier, no? Such as Anson. Ayun. Nagbabalak din kasi ako mag-business next year. Eh, no? Iipon lang tayo. So, yan. Again, pagdating pala ng ating case-based projects, no, or assessments, um, tignan ko kung available naman ba at home yung materials. Kapag hindi, I will provide it. No? I still have your addresses naman kasi nasa lumang ano naman natin yun. Sa lumang chat box na. So, yan. So, ganun. Wala na tayong pag-aanohan na. So, anyway, check ko nga kung may na-skip pa akong parts. Ayan, so wala na. No? Okay, so thank you, Nicart and Rika. No? Kasi tayo uli ngayon, Sem. No? Ang ano lang natin, ang medyo limitation natin this sem is that yung time natin, no? Mas onti siya compared to the organic chemistry. No? Pero ang good thing with biochem, this is more on kwento lang talaga. No? Kasi ang org chem, di ba, may analyzation, ang dami pang conditions bago magganito ganyan, no? Ang good thing with biochem, you can understand it kahit ano lang, kahit nakalimutan mo na yung org chem, pwede mo siya maalala. This is just more on memorization, familiarization, and logical reasoning, no? May calculation part pero onti lang yung gagawin natin ganun, no? So, yun lang. And I hope na yung mga lessons may apply natin after the SEM, no, sa ating pag-deal with life, no, especially during the times of pandemic, no. So yan. So thank you very much for your attendance, no. So kita-kita na lang tayo uli next week. No? By the way, yung schedule natin kasi yung email uh, ni Sir Jintalan is magiging every Thursday na lang daw siya, no? As compared to what's reflected sa central, no? So, wala naman tumatama dun sa time na yun, no? Tayo-tayo lang talaga yung pwede dun sa time niya na yun. Walang ibang subject.
Wala po.
Ayun, so good tayo dun, no? Okay, so yun lang. And excuse me. So, yun lang. So, thank you very much, no? So, sa ngayon, pahinga muna kayo, ah. Next week, dun tayo mag-start ng chapter 1. Okay? So, thank you and ingat. Bye-bye po.